So you're doing jiu-jitsu for a while, and then you decide, I'm gonna register for a tournament. You get yourself ready, you're sparring, everything's going great in training, but then you finally get there, you make weight, you guys fist bump, and then you start competing, but things don't go exactly the way that you had planned. So in this video, guys, what I'm gonna show you is a guaranteed way you guys can perform better at the tournament, so you guys can take what you see and feel in sparring and actually have it at the tournament instead of this. So when it comes to competing, we have to remember that 80% of any kind of performance, especially when it comes to competing, is 100% mental. So when it comes down to actually doing tournaments, and when you guys think about what happens in sparring, you're in an environment that you guys are having fun, you're hopefully taking some risk, but then you go to a tournament. And at a tournament, a lot of times we get really trapped up in the actual outcome. So one of the biggest secrets and things you guys can do to actually have better performances at tournaments is actually surrender the outcome. When it comes down to surrendering the outcome, we're actually not thinking about the end result. If the goal is to have your best performance and see what your level of jiu-jitsu actually is and to perform at your best, we have to go there with the approach of we're only focusing on what we're currently doing right now. So as an example, with some of our athletes that we've had that have had incredible performances, the biggest thing that I always have these people focus on is what they're doing first. If you're training, you're only thinking about training. When it comes down to actually making weight, you're only thinking about making weight. Then when it comes to going into the bullpen, you're just thinking about staying loose and being in the bullpen. You are not thinking about your match. The whole theme of this and what you guys are going to notice is that you're only thinking about what you're doing right now and what you need to do next. What we're doing next is not the actual match. We're not thinking about the outcome. So when it comes down to actually walking to the mat, you guys are about to compete, you're only thinking about slapping hands and then bumping fists, right? Then when it comes to the actual jiu-jitsu side, you're thinking about what you're doing next. You're not thinking about the end outcome. You're not thinking about anything about what people are gonna think, because here's the biggest secret about competing. Nobody cares if you win. Nobody cares if you lose. When you understand the people that love you just wanna see you have fun, do extremely well, then you have the freedom to fail. When you give yourself the freedom to actually fail at a tournament, then guess what happens? You actually get to perform at your true level of jiu-jitsu. With that big secret, guys, it sounds super simple, but I assure you it is that simple. 80% of any kind of performance is all mental. The biggest reason why you're gonna see people perform well at sparring and then not perform well at the tournament is because they make it more than what it actually is. I think one of the easiest ways I've heard it break down is actually from John Danaher. If you don't know who John Danaher is, look for a bald guy that sounds like a serial killer that understands jiu-jitsu really well. That's Gordon Ryan's coach. You'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But he talks about tournaments actually being a pageant show. With it being a pageant show, nobody actually cares. It's all fake. It's basically sparring strangers, going to an open mat that gets you a $2 medal at the end of it. So your goal when you guys go to these tournaments is to remember and understand nobody actually cares about the outcome. And your goal is to stay focused and do the things you're doing in training. You are 100% sparring. The last bit of advice I would give you guys to have a really good performance is when you're setting goals, do not set the goal on the outcome. Set the goal on the jiu-jitsu. So for example, you may have a goal of actually getting to double sleeve. You may have a goal of getting to collar sleeve. You may even actually have a goal of getting to lapel guard to help you improve your level. So guys, if you're looking for an actual group to help you outside of your current gym and you need a step coach to help take your jiu-jitsu to the next level, check out the links down below. We have our lapel guard syndicate group. This is like similar to Patreon, but it's a school group, guys. It's a real fun area that a lot of people that love jiu-jitsu, love lapel guard, that are trying to take their jiu-jitsu to the next level.